liquid has been on the bumper for about 3 days to let it harden up and dry. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some clear coat on it. When you do this, if you decide to do it like I did, let's try to get in the light. If you could, I'm not sure if you can see on the camera or not. Anyways, there's gonna be a lot of fish peeling or orange peel, and that's okay. That's just the way it's gonna be until you lay down the clear coat. Then once you lay down the clear coat, you're gonna sand it, wet sand it with 1000 grit, and then you're gonna buff it, and then that should give you your finish that you're looking for. It looks like it matches up pretty well. The car needs a wax and a good cleaning because it hasn't been cleaned for months. So it's just a good alternative over buying a $25 can of Zinno paint that you can get mixed up. Probably have about 2 or 3 cans of that if you're doing the Valance. If you're just doing the bumper, you can do that, but this is just a cheap alternative. So I'm going to go ahead and lay 3 coats of clear coat on this. Hopefully if the wind dies down a little bit. And I'll let that dry for probably about 3 days, and then I'll wet sand it. And then I'll do the same to the Valance, and I'll be pretty much done, and I'll throw her on. Still got to do the trim strips. I'll do those also. Alright, I've been out here wet sanding for about an hour. Still got a little bit left to do. I got to do this half of this corner. When you get done clear coating, it's going to be shiny obviously, but you're going to want to sand that clear coat. That's what's going to give you your finish. It's going to still have the orange peel effect, which that's fine because that's what you're going to sand down with 1000 grit. You can get 1000 grits at like Walmart for, I don't know, like $3.48 I paid or some shit. But you want to have the bumper looking like this. You want it to be flat almost. You want it to look dull because you want to get all the clear coat off of it pretty much, because that's the finish that you're gonna want. Like I said, just got to do this spot, and then I'll be done. Then I'll let her dry, check all my spots, make sure there's nothing else shiny on the bumper, and then I'll proceed to get an applicator pad and go ahead and wax it. We'll use compound. I'm down here with a grinder and this wheel, and it seems to be taking off the paint pretty good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to do that. All the texture on the bottom half is going to be gone since it's just down to bare metal, so I'll have to figure out how to get that texture back on there again. But that should be pretty easy. Probably just use undercoating or something. But yeah, I just got to do that. I'll probably undercoat this bottom half and then primer the whole thing and then paint it. So okay, I finally got the stone guard stuff that goes on the car. It's made by Worth. It dries. When it dries, it's not a rubber base. It's like a plastic, so that makes it so, you know, stone chips don't break the paint off or anything after you get done putting it on. It goes on your bottom panels. So this goes on the bottom of the Valance. Got the Valance over here. It's all primered and taped off. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this down on the bottom part. I'll probably do the middle part even though the bumper covers it, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna do the bottom part. Then that's gonna have to dry for a couple days, and then I'm going to have to put down the red like I did with the bumper, let that dry a couple days, and then clear coat and, you know, all that good stuff. I'm gonna be ordering a lip soon, so I'll have a lip to throw on when I throw all this on together. It's starting to cool down here, starting to get towards the fall time now, end of the summer, so hopefully get this looking good for at least a couple more months before I put it up in storage when I buy another car, so I can continue to work through it through the winter. But I'll go ahead and spray this down, and then I'll put a clip afterwards. Okay, laid the first coat down. As you can see, the texture is already on there. This can has a lot of velocity and a lot of overspray, so when you do this, you want to do this in a very ventilated area. I'm outside right now, as you can see, but you can see the texture. I think it's about the texture that I want. It's black obviously, but it is paintable, So I might throw another coat on it after this dries here, about 10 or 15 minutes, so see how it looks at the texture, and then I'll go ahead and probably throw a second coat on it, and then I'll get ready to paint it up here in a couple of days after it dries fully and cures. Okay, I got the Valance all painted up. Has like 4 coats on it. I think it should be good. You can see the textures on the bottom. That's the stone guard shit. I'm gonna leave it out here for, I don't know, a couple hours. Let it tack up and let it harden up a little bit. Then it's gonna go in the house for probably 3 days to let it cure and harden up. Even though it takes a lot longer, it takes like a month for the paint to fully harden up, because this is a higher quality paint than what the E30s used back in the day. It's a lot thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit for, I don't know, a couple days, and then I'll have to bring it back out here and clear coat it, and then I'll have to let that sit for a few days, and then I'll go ahead and wet sand probably just the top part. I'm not probably gonna mess with the bottom part. I might not even clear coat the bottom part. I'll just have to see. I might have to do it just to get the finish that I'm looking for. But yeah, it came out pretty good. Bumper's already done, trim's already done. So I just gotta put my fog lights in, the yellow fogs, and I got black tunnels to go on it. So hopefully it'll be done here within like probably the next week. Plus I have to order a lip also to go on the bottom, or get a Volvo lip, but it's hard to find a Volvo around here that's in the yard. So anyways, looks pretty good, and let's get this clear coat done in a couple days, and I'll have a clip of me putting it on. Alright guys, so just a little update clip. I got the whole assembly off the front end. Here's the old shitty bumper, and the reinforcement piece or whatever that's behind the bumper. Here's the valance all bent in and fucking rusted and just straight garbage pretty much. The whole fucking side over there is caved in. Took me probably about an hour to get all the shit off the front because there's so much shit. Like when you take off the bumper, there's those little plastic rivet kit or clips, and then you got the bracket that goes right here, that attaches to the valance. 2 bolts on that on each side, plus this bolt, plus 1 bolt up top and 1 bolt on below that mounts to this part right here. Plus you have to get the big ass bolts out of the bumper shocks that come off the bottom, so that gets out of the way to get that little that piece off right there. And you got the 2 bolts right there. You got 2 bolts that go to the body right there. And then same on this side, you just got the 1 or whatever. So it took probably about an hour to do. Here is the new valance. I got the fog lights already mounted in. Tunnels aren't mounted in because I don't know if I have to get behind anything to put any screws into. So those are just sitting in there for now. I gotta find the cords for the fog lights so I can get those plugged in and working. I didn't clear coat the bottom of the valance. You probably can't see. I only did the top. You can see it's kind of shiny. I just wet sanded that, and then I went ahead and got some compound out and rubbed it down. So I'm going to clean up some shit right here behind this, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw the valance on and throw the lights back together and all the grills and everything. Okay, I'm just going to throw this little clip in here. E30's in here. Front valance is on. My piece over here, which is the support that goes behind the front bumper, You can see it's cracked, broken in half completely. So I got a new one, which is right here. So I'm just transferring all the brackets and shit over. Then I'm gonna throw that on there, then throw the bumper on there, and listen to some music, and it should be on here in maybe like an hour. So hopefully I can get it in the sunlight so we can get some video of what it looks like. But I'll go ahead and throw it on real quick.